So, for those who don't know, Tyler Bluntman is back on TikTok, and if you care about, really, if you just care about people, just watch this. Just watch this YouTube video. Just watch this YouTube video.
CBS reported that a pregnant 11-year-old rape victim in Ohio would no longer be allowed to get an abortion.
Based.
That was my original.
That was Tyler basically saying that an 11-year-old rape victim would not be allowed to get an abortion and would be forced to bear her assaulter's child. Okay. So it is utterly vile, the way in which he looks in that video. Not even just his reaction, but just the way in which he looks in that video. It's just there's too much glee for something that no one should have glee for. So notice how this is a harder video to make than I thought it would be. This is a much harder video to make than I initially thought it would be. Okay. Let's just continue. And anyone who says that I have no counter argument to this take is the problem. Why is it? Where did we get off? Thinking that certain things need to be debated or need to have counter arguments. Never mind that the 11-year-old child could very likely die giving birth, or an 11-year-old body carrying a child. There is a very isn't there also a likelihood that the child would not survive either, like the child that's growing inside of the other child. This is unreal. I've seen so many people respond to this, but every time I look at it, I'm just utterly speechless.
Original take on Ohio introducing a bill that would ban abortions even in cases of sexual assault. And being pro-life, I fully support, seeing as how the circumstance of conception doesn't change the innocent nature of the child or remove the parental obligations of the mother.
Or here's the idea. The child that you're forcing to give birth is also innocent in this case. So why is it that she has, and there's no argument that you could pose to me that would change my mind in this case, because this is not something that I think is up for debate, at all, not in the slightest. There is nothing you could tell me that would change my mind. That would make me go, you know what? Yeah, an 11-year-old child should totally 100% carry the child of her assaulter. 100%. There is nothing you could tell me that would change my mind about that. Nothing. Not a single thing.
Let's see what some triggered people had to say about it.
11-year-old should not be given childbirth, that she will probably pass away.
She giving birth could kill her. She is 11 years old. Her body is not fully developed.
You're sending her to her deathbed.
Yeah, so this is factually inaccurate. The current maternal death.
Also, the thing is, Tyler is not genuine in any of his takes, ever. Especially when it comes down to abortion. Ever notice how, tons of women all over are saying, hey, you know what? Maybe teach men not to assault, teach men not to rape, teach men not to try to marry frickin' children. Because there are many states in the U.S. where marrying a child is completely legal. So maybe, why is it that Tyler doesn't talk about that? Why is it that Tyler doesn't say, if he truly cared about abortions and about lowering abortion rates, why is it that he's trying to basically make an argument as to why a child should have to carry their assaulter's baby, and not making arguments against, men committing acts of sexual assault that get women pregnant. Also, I just want to point out, he got utterly ratioed in this bullshit take. And the 2,000, the almost 3,000 people that like this is still way too many people. This is way too many people. One person is too many. And people wonder why people like myself make the takes that we do and make the videos that we do in response to people like Tyler. It's because there are people out there, forgot to take that mic out. There are people out there in our society that apparently think that this take is okay. That an 11-year-old should be forced to carry her assaulter's baby to term. Like, do you not care about the mental health of that 11-year-old or their body? Like,
death rate in the United States.
Also, this video pretty much proves what all of us leftists, have believed about conservatives this entire time. And that is that conservatives do not care about children once they're born. Because if you did care about children once they're born, you would look at this, because now he's gonna go through the science or the data and statistics for once in his life about this in a means to try and justify it. But he's going to sit here, him and other conservatives are going to sit here and say that they care about children, but they believe in forcing children to give birth to other children. Apparently they believe that this is okay.
States is 20 per 100,000 live births, or 0.02%. Now, this peer-reviewed study, which is on ScienceDirect.com, also funded by the World Health Organization, states that the old data shows that if a woman was under the age of 15, that she was 5 times more likely to die if she had given birth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and operate based on this multiplier, even though this same study has its doubts on that being true based on new evidence and statistics that it's likely not that much. But I'll give it to you. Using this outdated multiplier, this would mean that women under the age of 15 have a 0.1% chance of dying during childbirth. Now, I get that doing research is hard, but you don't gotta fearmonger and tell people that this girl is going to die, when even though that it's not impossible, it is highly unlikely.
So according to Tyler, there is a number, pretty much. So he thinks that if it's 0.0, like that 0.1% chance, apparently that's okay to him. The fact that there's still a chance that you could die giving birth to a child, that is okay to him. That's okay. Funny how there is no situation to which an abortion is okay, but there is a situation in which, but it is okay. It is okay for a child to die while giving birth, and there is a number of children that will die giving birth to other children that is okay with Tyler. That's what this tells me.
You want to know a based argument, Tyler? Mandating vasectomies at birth.
Just make it mandatory for y'all to have vasectomies as soon as y'all hit puberty.
Bruh. This is clearly disanalogous, because we are not...
It's not disanalogous at all, Tyler. It's not. And I'm gonna let him speak, and then I'm gonna explain why it's not disanalogous.
Not out here telling women that they should be forced to get their tubes tied. That is analogous to men being forced to get vasectomies. We're just telling you that you cannot kill another innocent person, specifically your child.
Y'all are never pro-life. You're just pro-birth. Pro-fetus.
You should focus on being pro-clinics.
So then when this girl goes and defends herself against this vile person that is Tyler Bluntman, he decides to turn around and insult her.
And honestly, I don't know how many times we gotta show you these definitions. Pro-life just means that you are opposed to abortion and euthanasia. If you have a problem with the definition, go ahead and reach out to Oxford and reach out to Merriam-Webster and let them know that you are triggered by the definition of pro-life and you want it changed. I will also be posting more of these replies on...
Hold on. So, wait, hold on. How many times have any one of us debated one of these clowns on this godforsaken app, and they have said, and whenever we brought up the definition of something, they've said, that's an appeal to definition fallacy. But then almost every time somebody calls pro-life, pro-forced birth, Tyler doesn't even give an argument. He just immediately goes to looking up the definition. This, by definition, what Tyler is doing right here is an appeal to definition fallacy. That's literally what he's doing right here. To all you people that always want to point out the fact that the left uses fallacies like appeal to definition, when really half the time we're just backing up our arguments with definitions. Here's your appeal to definition fallacy right fucking here. Right here. Tyler, because again, a fallacy is pretty much a weak argument, or a weak or easily debunkable argument, or an argument that is not grounded in any sort of facts or logic or reason, pretty much. So, and that is what Tyler is doing here. He is using an appeal to definition fallacy. Straight up. Like, this is 100% an appeal to definition fallacy. But how many people, how many debate bros will call out this appeal to definition fallacy? How many people, well, how many of these conservative debate bros that always love to call out the fallacies on the left will call out this fallacy right here? I bet you not a single one of them will do that, even though this is literally textbook appeal to definition fallacy. So I gotta go back a little bit. There was something else I wanted to say.
Vasectomies as soon as y'all hit puberty.
Bruh. This is clear.
Well, see, Tyler, we wouldn't have to worry about abortions because here's an idea. You can't get an abortion if you can't get pregnant. Funny how that works out. You can't get an abortion if you can't get pregnant. Weird, huh? Pretty freaking weird. So, the thing is, what happens is, Tyler, and for all of you incels that follow Tyler who might be watching this video, a pregnancy happens when a man arrives inside of a woman, and the reproductive cells, the sperm and the egg, meet within the fallopian tube. The egg gets fertilized, and then it floats down from the fallopian tube and attaches itself to the uterine lining. This can only happen once someone with male genitalia, finishes inside of a woman. So, using just science, the logical conclusion we could come to here is that if men didn't do that, then there would not be need for an abortion. Or if, somehow the male reproductive organism was shut off, or the female one, either or. But this can only happen when a man, finishes inside of a woman. So why is it that we can't make the vasectomy argument? A woman can only get pregnant pretty much every year. Once every year, she can get pregnant. Meanwhile, give or take, men can impregnate thousands of women every year. So why is it that we're putting the restrictions on the most vulnerable party here? Why is that? All of you anti-abortionists just need to come out and say you just fucking hate women. That's what it is. Oh, also, Tyler's just doing this for clout because this is the second video. The video of him saying that it was based is the second video on his account. Because again, the guy is just trying to get clout. That's literally it. And what he's doing is he's outrage farming. So he and other conservatives do this all the time. They'll say the most dog water effed up shit you have ever heard, just to get people to interact with their pages and boost their analytics. Get people to stitch their videos, comment, and all that shit, and boost their analytics. That's why people like Tyler make these really shitty takes. Now, it gets worse from here because I told a friend of mine, let me go back to the video. Here So this is my friend.
CBS reported that
This is my friend Casher in here. You said rape was natural. I don't want to hear your shit. And I said, wait, what? Please tag and show me. So I asked my friend to tag me and show me. This was low key a mistake because everyone started sending me videos and tagging me in. See if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Did they? Oh no, they did not get deleted. They did not get deleted. Okay. So I'm gonna go to. How do you? How many X's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that there's 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if it pops up. Is it gonna pop up? Is it gonna, oh, it is. It is. Okay, so it is gonna pop up. Okay. All right. Yes, I know it says doxer, but this is some shit you all need to hear.
Is natural.
Oh wait, no, not this one. Not
It
this
occurs
one.
in nature.
Not this one yet. Not this one. I guess he unpinned it.
Transgender issues on TikTok now.
Well, yeah, I don't even know, like, that's not even something I really, like, care about, like, gender. Like, why would I want to debate gender? That's so...
So, for those who are wondering who the spineless person here is, this is Sanvi Politics. I'm supposed to debate her on abortion sometime in the future. Not sure when, nor do I really care, honestly. She's pretty stupid. I'm gonna just say that. She's pretty stupid. And here she is on her live talking to none other than Tyler Bluntman.
It's not even debating. It's just that I call them fucking weirdos. So I was just like, y'all are some fucking weirdos, and I don't fuck with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's that. It's not even the whole like gender and sex thing. I'm just like, y'all motherfuckers are weirdos and delusional. Like, so that's it. That's really it. And yeah, then they're like, ban. Like,
Oh,
ban.
no. You could have avoided that, though. That's kind of on you. No, but what made
Yeah.
you blow up? What made you blow up? Was it...
I stay away.
So anybody who knows, so yeah, this also is pretty shitty. Anybody who knows how Tyler Bluntman started on TikTok knows that Tyler came out the gate swinging on the LGBTQ plus, basically just swinging on marginalized groups in general, especially the trans community. He came out swinging on the trans community. There was this one video that he made where both myself and J. William J. and I think a shit ton of other people responded to, where he said, if you take the brain of a person and put it inside of a rhinoceros and start having relationships with it, you're still banging a rhinoceros, even though that is completely disanalogous to the way trans people and people in general work. That's completely disanalogous. The fact of the matter here is that you're putting they're different species, for one, and two, I mean, how do I say it? They're two completely different species, the rhinoceros and the person. Also, that's just something that could never happen. Yeah, that's what it is. That was my argument. I'm like, that's literally nothing that could ever happen. Like, yeah, it's a rhinoceros, but does the rhinoceros identify as male or female? That's the point. That's the point. It's not about just changing who you are entirely, changing to another fucking species. It's about just changing to the gender that you and your brain identify as. Good Lord. So there's one thing. Here's another.
Also, I stopped following. Okay, so you are probably the smartest woman that I know. So you're definitely the smartest woman that I know. You're probably...
He calls Sanvi the smartest woman that he knows, whereas I'm pretty certain that Sanvi is like just barely even legally an adult. Like, I'm pretty sure Sanvi's like either about to or just turned 18, and this is grooming, pretty much. I consider this, in a way, the way he's talking about it. Well, here, let me just play the rest of the video.
Probably, I mean, you're definitely in the minority of women, for
He
sure.
calls this person that's barely even an adult legally. You're in the minority of women. Because he's basically saying that he believes women are stupid, generally.
But the problem isn't your intellect, Sanvi. The problem is that you were
Also, Sanvi's intellect is pretty abysmal. She's pretty stupid. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, and she's only stupid because she's conservative and she's young. Young conservatives tend to be pretty freaking stupid.
dressing hoish.
And notice the way in which she's reacting here. He's buttering her up.
Both me, they don't know this.
You were dressing hoish, and so because you were dressing hoish, I had to let you go.
Did anybody else feel as though that entire interaction just now, did anybody else feel like that made them uncomfortable in a way? You were dressing hoish, so I had to let you go, you teenager. Does anybody else, am I the only one here who's listening to this and getting a grooming vibe?
Yeah, understandable, but obviously I stopped because now I just debate people online.
She's like, understandable.
Okay. And now here's the clip that everybody watching this video, I mean, the majority of you who are watching this video right now, probably have already seen this clip, probably already know, you know why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Natural.
Humans
Like
have
every species rapes.
Well, first of all,
Oh wait, I guess on PC it doesn't.
Okay, so I would say that rape is natural. It occurs in nature.
that rape is natural.
How is rape not natural?
Humans
Like
have
every species rapes.
Well, first of all,
Yeah, so he says that. He says that he thinks rape is natural because it occurs in nature. Okay, ladies watching this video right now, if you ever are talking to a man and he brings up in any way, shape, or form a comparison between humankind, people who have risen above the animals due to the fact that we have a conscience, if that person, that man, is, and only, I feel like only men ever do this. Only men, for some weird reason, compare people to animals. If he ever does that, just run. Do not stay. Do not pass go. Do not try to have a one night stand to please yourself or what have you. Just run. It is not worth it. Just run. Don't pass go. None of that shit. Don't talk to him anymore. Don't try to hit him up for a second date. None of that. Don't try to just go, oh, I'm just going to use and have a little bit of fun. Don't even try to do that. He's not worth it. There is a very good chance that it's not going to end the way that you think it's going to. The way that you think it's going to, where you just, dip. I'm just telling you all right now from the bottom of my heart. Do not trust none of these men that say, like, alpha male type shit, alpha, sigma, beta male shit. No man that compares shit to animals, because we are not animals. We are people. We are not animals. There is a difference. We have a conscience. They do not. We know that things like assault are bad. They do not. I was going to say we have feelings, they do not, but they do have feelings in a way, so I'm not going to say that. But don't interact with these kind of men. Red flag immediately. I'm a man myself. I know the things that men talk about in the locker room. Trust me, I'm a cis hetero man. Trust me when I say this. Just fucking run. I cannot express that enough. So yeah, there you go. Also, I find it really funny that people like, Political Minder and Ben Politics and others who, always get on pro-choicers, for advocating for, just, pro-choice shit, my body, my choice, have yet to make any videos calling this out. But yet whenever we tell them, what about rape and assault, they say, well, obviously I'm not against that, but yet here is their chance to call out their little ringleader, and they have not done it. Why is that? I wonder why. I wonder why. So Tyler Bluntman is vile, and if you follow him and still associate with him, you're vile too.